So I am going to persevere with this channel just a little bit. So let me just shut the door a moment. I've had my second view on yesterday's video, so I'll take that as a minor positive. I know I was hoping to get 250 views. I think that might be overcooking it a little bit. But anyway, I've decided the way forward is to, this week, just try making some short, regular content on the channel just to see if anyone's interested in the interaction. And I thought I could just let you know how the week's progressing and kind of what I do. So this is Monday morning and it is absolutely glorious out there. Sadly, let me see the sunshine out there. Sadly, I won't be out in the sun at all today. It's a studio day today. So Mondays are a pretty full-on day. I've come in so far. I write a story every single week, which initially goes onto my website, talkingtechandaudio.com, and from there I export it into Medium. I think I explained that in yesterday's video. So the story's written, but you can never proof a story enough. You always find little nuances, little words, something you're not quite happy with. So I've just tidied that up this morning, all the picture notes ready to go. I'll probably publish that onto my website tomorrow. And then I'll publish it into Medium later in the week. So that's sort of part one of the week done. As you know, I'm an avid photographer and I publish something every day on Adobe's Lightroom community. That's quite a great, good way of getting following and getting your work out there so other photographers can look at it. I have had a couple of pictures featured by Adobe actually over the last few months. So I also post on Instagram every day a story and a post. So the post, I'll give a little bit of narrative saying what the shot was, where I took it, maybe what focal length I was shooting at, why I decided to shoot there, that kind of thing. So I've edited the photo, it's up on Lightroom today, and then I'm going to schedule it in a moment to go up on Instagram and Threads, what it's worth, later on, and also do a story as well. Just obviously that's there for 24 hours, and that just gets, I can tag people, that kind of thing. I keep atting Canon, hoping they might pick up on it, but so far, again, nothing. As I say, I'm trying every single thing to try and work out a way forward here. And I was watching more videos about this format last night, and it genuinely seems, unless I'm being sold a red herring, that this is the way forward. And the comments I've had, although very few, are clearly, I see I've just had a comment in yesterday's video as well, the comments are positive. So that's what's made me decide to come out fighting and try this other format, because if I do this, obviously Apple content will still be my main bread and butter. That's what I'm going to concentrate on. But if I can do this, well, then that gives me another way of just interacting every day and picking up the camera and just kind of letting you into my life. And apparently that's the important thing here, just to bring you along with me and to let you know what I'm up to each day. So the rest of Monday is going to be dedicated to the video. I had two ideas in mind this week for this week's video. One was going to be looking at iPad problems. I'm going to make some notes about that in a minute to not forget them, and I've decided to take a break from iPad this week purely because I don't always want to be making iPad videos. Although it's a very good niche to be in, I think I still need to be more broad. Today, of course, is the first day of Apple releasing some that's very overexposed, isn't it? Sorry. Today is the first day of Apple releasing some gear for this Apple Experience Week. As you may know, I tried really hard to get an invite to the Apple Experience at Battersea, but to no joy. So I'm going to be covering it. So I think I'll make a short later on today when they make their first announcement about what we've got. And that will almost inevitably lead to me buying the 17E. But the reason that I'm not making an iPad video this week is kind of linked to that. I'm going to write or make a story about why I might switch from a Pro Max to a 17E, which seems like a huge jump. But there's a story in there that I think I can tell. And that's the sort of story I'd love to do on here, because I could just sit down and chat. But I'm going to do that later. I'm going to sit down in a minute, write out some script points, and decide how I'm going to format it. I've got some ideas in mind for it. So that's going to be Monday. And hopefully by the end of Monday, I'll have a title, I'll have a description, and I'll have the A-roll recorded. Then tomorrow, it'll be B-roll and stuff. But we'll talk about tomorrow. There's one other thing I thought I had to do. Oh, I've had a couple of emails from sponsors today, but nothing serious again. And they just want to do affiliates, which doesn't really suit me. So in other words, if I happen to sell whatever it is they're selling, I get a kickback from it. But that doesn't really interest me. I kind of need money in the bank because I need money up front. So I'm going to walk away from that one. So my workstation is kind of over there. That's where I sit and work, studio display, and I work on an M4 Mac Mini, and also my iPad, which is sitting there, iPad Pro sitting there. So there's just generally music going on the second coffee of the day. I won't be leaving here today. Everything kind of happens in here today. There's a kitchen downstairs. I might show you later in the week. So I just eat my lunch here and so on, and then just carry on creating. So that's kind of what a Monday looks like. But I just thought, well, let's just pick up the camera, chat to you, keep this going, and if you happen to like it, and maybe you think other people might like it, you could share it or whatever, you could make a comment, get in touch, and let's just see if this kind of informal sit down, it doesn't always have to be the big half-hour things I did yesterday, we can make them much shorter and sharper. I mean, it's only 5 minutes long, and I was going to have a chat with you about what's going on each day. And if you like me kind of walking into your life and hearing what's going on with me and seeing my good moods and bad moods, then this would be the place to be. Because obviously on the main channel, I have to always make sure that I'm kind of on point, as it were, because that's showtime. Later this week, I'm really regretting not being in London today, because I mentioned yesterday that shooting and photography is kind of my real happy place at the moment. The weather later this week is supposed to be okay, so I'm going to go up either Thursday or more likely Friday this week and just spend the day in London shooting again. Today's pictures is a little walled garden I found by the side of St Paul's, so that'll be going up later on today. You can find me on Insta, which is dtalkingtech, if you want to see what I'm up to there. But that's kind of it for Monday. So it's full on, but not too stressful, with a manageable amount of work. Although I did work all weekend, because on Saturday I went to that car showroom and I took a load of pictures there. And also I wrote the story on Saturday. Then I spent time proofing it, first pass, adding photos yesterday and so on. Then there was always the brain time of thinking, what am I going to make a video about this week? And then, of course, I also recorded the video yesterday that's on this channel. So I'm quite up to date this week, but that's because I did work all weekend. But I love what I do, so it's not a hardship. I've just got to find a way of it making me a living, because at the moment, it ain't. As you can imagine, there's a little bit of a stress. So that's kind of what Monday looks like. I hope whatever you're up to is going okay. But yes, I think we're going to do sort of little weekly or little daily touch-ins this week, just to see if anything were to happen to this channel. I'm just going to have a look at what that message and comment is from, because I have now posted it on my main page to let all of my viewers know that I've started this other thing. So I'd be really interested to see. I'm just seeing who if somebody. Continue, David, and your channel is amazing, one of the best. Well, that's nice. So somebody that I don't know if I've heard of that viewer. So anyway, I've had a comment on it. So it's beginning to get out there. The algorithm didn't do as I was hoping that. I was not going to mention it on my channel because I wanted to see if it would grow organically. And I thought, well, maybe that's cutting my nose off to spite my face. I have got at least 35,000 subs on this main channel. So maybe I ought to leverage into that, but then letting people see a different side of me. You know that this is not quite the side you see of me on my main video. So maybe people will enjoy seeing this side of me. So anyway, I'm trying these things out and let's see. Because this obviously could be a really nice informal way of me making regular content for you. Because I can just sit down and talk to you about whatever's going on with me that day and what I'm up to, and in time I could show you kind of how I retouch something in Lightroom or whatever. We could make this quite informal, we could make this quite something personal, interactive, but I need your help to make this happen. So anyway, here I am. This is me on a Monday. I'm about to go and now schedule my photo for later on, and then make some script points out, and then record this afternoon, sitting here. I never use a chair because I don't think a headrest looks good on the main video. You'll notice I always sit on a stool. So I'll be sitting here this afternoon, and that's where I'll be making my video for the week, which is going to be why I'm switching possibly from a 17 Pro Max to a 17E. I think that could be an interesting little video. I've got some ideas in my head, I just need to get it across. But as you gather, ideas and talking aren't my biggest problem. Right, I will let it be. It's just a little short, quick catch-up. Hope you have a great Monday, and I'll catch you tomorrow. See you then, bye.